Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you this morning. What happened? The crypto crash of 2021. This has been insane watching the market bleed like this, and it is costing people dearly. Over 750,000 traders liquidated over the last day or so. We hear a prediction on Julia Chatterley's CNN Go. We hear a prediction from one of her guests that says regulators may respond to the Elon Musk and the funny business of market manipulation within about a month. And OCC may end up walking back some of Brian Brooks's issuance, according to one congressman who is urging that department to do so. James Filing gives us an update. The SEC has a small win with the MOUs against Ripple. We'll get into it. And we're also going to look at proof that the rest of the world doesn't care what the SEC is doing. Ripple and XRP are absolutely on the menu. And before we go any further, I couldn't be more proud to tell you that Kryptonairs, the documentary, is out, is free for everyone to see. And let's roll that beautiful intro. Here we go.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Here we go. The trailer for Kryptonairs right here.
I think one of the kind of my vision is that cryptocurrency can be both a good store of value.
This is just like the internet in 1980s.
Exciting. I think a lot of real-world projects are now wanting to come to list.
Yeah, shout out to my crypto fam. All across the land, brothers and sisters, worked all my life. Crypto performance. CPC, BTC, ETH, XRP, BCH, XLM, BSV, ADA. We got them all, baby. Check it out.
Three things. The first, get into this fantastic market. The second, learn to use this innovative technology. And third, buy and hold your coins. That's the secret.
I'm gonna be a Kryptonaire. Everywhere I go, people will stop it.
Life becomes so amazing because you realize that all the rules in life can be rewritten.
Do you wanna be
It was very unclear back then what the trajectory of Bitcoin would be.
Kryptonairs? Kryptonairs, Kryptonairs.
Hello Kryptonairs, I'm Giuseppe, co-founder of Crypto Performance. I enjoy the film only at Crypto Performance.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kryptonairs is out, and it's out for everybody to see. I want to give a big shout out to my business partner, Dustin Planholt, and I want to thank a special thank you to Mike Jansen, who has just been incredible working with him on the film, doing the editing and everything that we spent so much time together on. It is out. I will have a link in the description underneath the video, in the description box and comment section for all of you to check it out. If you're not comfortable putting your email and a name in, which is really not that big of a deal, but if that does bother you, I do understand from the distributors Crypto Performance that it will be out on YouTube soon as well. So make sure you check it out. It is for all of you, and I think it's fitting to see a film like this, knowing that it really does depict the actual moment that we are in. So make sure you check it out. Here we go. 1.7 trillion for the market cap of cryptocurrency collectively. There is a lot of money missing from this market, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of money is missing from this market. And as we said before, many people, traders included, got liquidated over the last day or so. Let's take a look at it. Bitcoin coming in at 41,000 plus. It's back up 7.95% on the 24-hour. Good for it. Ethereum fighting at 2,800 plus. It's up 6.77% now on the 24-hour. And by the way, Bitcoin still off on the 7-day by 17.68. Ethereum off by 26.35. Coming down here, Cardano's rocking on both fronts. It's It's up 0.09 on the 7-day and up 18% plus on the 24-hour. It's coming in at $1.83 this morning. XRP has been climbing back since last night. It went down again and it's climbing back right now to $1.22. We're still off by 2.5%+ on the 24-hour and 6.69% on the 7-day. Let's go ahead and get into the range because that's what we need to pay attention to. Remember, we went over yesterday. If you haven't seen the video yesterday, how low can we go? Go watch that video because 116 is where we are right now, but we went all the way down to 95 cents again late yesterday. So that is a support spot area there in the 92 cent range, if I remember correctly, from CoinsKid and many others. We are still on track for those amazing numbers, the $2.72, the $5 plus, the $9 and the $13.33. All of that is still on the table according to the technical analysts. We will keep an eye on that as well. Lots of news to cover this morning. Mr. Whale says, guess who went offline? And this is just massive from yesterday. Coinbase, Bitfinex, Binance, Kraken, Gemini, CoinMarketCap, Bittrex, KuCoin, Huobi, and CoinDesk went offline. Probably just a coincidence, he says. You know, what is going on in this early space? Because in the last 24 hours, we see from Gold Telegraph here, more than 775,000 traders have had their accounts liquidated. This is more than $8.6 billion worth of crypto, ladies and gentlemen. Something's got to be done to fix this. And it starts right here, I believe. And this is from Julia Chatterley, probably one of the only real journalists left walking around on this planet, to be perfectly honest with you. But listen to her talk to this gentleman here, Professor Galloway, and he talks about the volatility and all these things in the early part of the conversation. But I want you to pick it up right here when he speaks to what he believes is manipulation by Elon Musk and how the market regulators plan on responding. Listen to this.
But when markets seem to be getting destabilized, and I think these actions over the last 7 days, where you see $200 billion wiped off an asset class because of a tweet, is going to inspire some people to reach out to the regulatory agencies and say, you need to do something, even if it's clarifying their language on market manipulation. The SEC's language around market manipulation is purposefully vague. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and clarify it and don't even mention Mr. Musk's name, but it'll be clear who they're talking about. Something's going to happen here, I think, in the next 30 days, Julia.
Wow. I mean, even if it's just clarifying what market manipulation is, that is a shot going across the bow that says, hey, fella, you better back up with all of that because we're here. And the last thing you want is a market regulator having to come see you like there's a new sheriff in town. I certainly wouldn't want it. Crypto crash sees legislators mulling new regulations. Here's that narrative. Retail investors are too stupid to know what they're into, right? This is the narrative, whether you like it or not, right? So we saw the same thing with the GameStop issue, and we can't have this kind of market manipulation where retail investors get together on social media and do these things. It could be harmful to themselves, let alone to the market. And now we're seeing here the same exact thing. The legislators are absolutely in this article. We're in the process at the Fed of studying various ways to address the issue. And basically what they're talking about here is the approach to creating a framework of oversight for U.S. authorities are still primarily concerned with the illicit activities associated with decentralized assets such as market manipulation, money laundering, and a growing trend in ransomware attacks. Now, that's where I come in with the U.S. pipeline and the cyber attack on the ransomware cyber attack on the U.S. pipeline oil infrastructure. And here you have it on all fronts. So you got the GameStop issue, then you got the cyber attack issue, right? And then you bring in the fact that Facebook Diem Coin has left Switzerland, ladies and gentlemen, and they've come to the United States at the same exact time that the Fed and the U.S. Treasury are test piloting what? The digital dollar for the U.S. dollar. So, you know, to me, all of this points to all the many areas that is going to force a narrative to where we have to move to a new financial system, which would be distributed ledger technology. And in large part, I believe Ripple and XRP will have a big part in that. Now, that's my speculation on that. But let's take a look here from Caitlin Long, and shout out to her for this, because this is a letter from Sherrod Brown that is sent to Acting Comptroller Michael Hsu, I think it is. And basically, without reading this whole thing, I want to take you down here and just say it is unclear. This is from Sherrod Brown, Chairman Sherrod Brown. It is unclear whether the OCC engaged in the appropriate due diligence to stand behind this seal of approval before granting these charters to Protego, Anchorage, and it cites Paxos too. And I have to say, you know, Sherrod Brown is probably serving lobby money at this point, because I don't think anybody in Congress at the level of Sherrod Brown is as pure as the driven snow. I wonder who his biggest campaign donors are. Someone should look into that. Anyway, moving on to the case for the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission against Ripple. The U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has had a tough time of late in that case. Well, they win a small battle here, and maybe it's bigger than we think. But James K. Filan, shout out to you, my friend. And it says here, breaking the decision on the Memorandum of Understandings, the MOUs can continue to use MOU process by the judge, but the SEC is ordered to produce all documents obtained in response to the request. In addition to improved transparency in the process, the SEC is ordered to produce copies of all previously served requests within 14 days and produce any subsequent requests within 14 days of their service. To the extent that the SEC believes it has proper claim of privilege, it must simultaneously produce a privilege log. Now, let's hear from Jeremy Hogan on the matter, who basically says here, my initial impression after the hearing was correct. The judge rules in the SEC's favor on the MOU issue. I believe this is the wrong ruling and shows the judge does not understand what it is truly going on with those requests. Also, why did this 2-page order take 3 weeks to draft? Great questions from Mr. Hogan. And he goes on to say, yes, there is a disclosure requirement, but the real reason the SEC uses MOUs is to intimidate and ruin business relationships between defendants and the subjects of the request. It's this bully tactic we need judges to stop, and it irritates me greatly, he says. I need a drink. Well, you know what? I need one too. But you know what? This is really, really the point, and he's driving it home here in a fantastic way. And obviously, I can't wait for Jeremy Hogan to have an opportunity to make a video on this and anything else that unfolds. We are supposed to have a hearing tomorrow. No, I don't know if anybody has any information about the telephonic, if it is going to be a telephonic hearing or what have you. But if it is, please share that so we can all get a chance to tune in. So here, looking at this is evidence here from Ratha Kahneman, and we're going to take a look at some other supporting evidence as well to follow this, that the rest of the world is moving forward with the new financial system, and Ripple and XRP are absolutely on the menu. Watching Philippine government implementing the real-time gross settlement system is PhilPass Plus, and it says, remember, members must use ISO 20022, the new de facto modern payment standard for interoperability. In addition to the security settlement, high-value payments include remittance, not Ripple, but perhaps further favorable for its adoption. And I couldn't agree more with Rath Kahneman here. I want to show you now. Ripple is and has been now for quite some time a part of the ISO 20022 Standard Body Committee. It is the first member focused on distributed ledger technology on that committee to serve to help with the interoperability of the world converging on this new global standard, the de facto global standard for modern payments. So right there is good news. There's a connection to that right? Then I wanted to show you this down here, which is really just a reminder of what the goal has been. This is from 2017 or 2018, but we're going to look at some things that just show you that what Ripple has been doing has been a phase strategy. Ripple said that it has tested a means of speeding up payments within cryptocurrency and XRP, and that this will become a feature in its partnerships with banks and other financial companies further down the line. The XRP will come into play later or in the evolutionary dynamics and other players, Marcus Treacher at the time said, global head of strategic accounts in Ripple told CNBC in an interview. Like I said, this is from 2017 or 2018, or 2017, but it shows you what the path was. Now I'm about to take you here, and I want to take you back to some great comments from a gentleman who was here and has since retired and moved on, and shout out to Dilip Rao. But I want to start you here and let you hear what he says in this spot about how XRP can solve the current problems of liquidity and the liquidity crisis that really existed in 2018, but has been exacerbated because of the pandemic that we're currently in right now. So listen to this.
They wanted euros, they could buy euros. So if you only had to use one asset, which is instantly translatable into 20, then typically it means you have to hold less money overall. So it optimizes for liquidity. It makes it feasible to exchange instantly and settle using a digital asset that has no counterparty risk. So the elimination of nostros is one use case. The other is as a bridge currency. So today, where you have pairs of currency which is not very liquid, you might have to go through US dollars, which means that every time Mr. Trump tweets, your transaction is getting affected because the US dollar might go up and down. Whereas if you had ultimately a digital asset that had no counterparty risk, there was no central bank running it, it meant that you'd have a very neutral bridging currency. So that's kind of our second solution. But it's early days in the digital asset space. It's a completely new asset class. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation, so there's a lot of volatility. And volatility is not good for that industry. So we are helping at this stage to create more liquidity using XRP. And ultimately, it'll take some time before financial institutions start to use that, which will then solve both the problems of atomicity of transactions, which gives you 24/7 speed and certainty of settlement, but also the use of a digital asset for liquidity management, which then solves the problem of how much money do I need to have to be able to make all these payments around the world.
And there you have it. And by the way, that was 2018. Reminder, Ripple was piloting a private ledger for central banks so they can launch their digital government dollars. That's what's going on since 2018. And let's go ahead and bring it right down to this again, because I want to take you to another sweet spot here, which is a fantastic moment. And this is right here, 1639. Listen to this.
I've just changed hats this year, and now I'm beginning to work with central banks and with financial market infrastructures. Not to educate them, because we've already been doing that for several years, but to actually have them using our technology to solve problems. Because we think you can learn by doing. And I think that if regulators start to get more comfortable with, what are the goods and bads, how does this work, how does this not work, what are some limitations, then I think there'll be a whole acceptance of this technology by the financial ecosystem.
So should we?
And that's exactly right. And again, we are doing that. And from that came the MoneyGram deal. So the market regulators could take a look at what's going on in the market, right? So we know that that's happening as well. And that has already been a proven litmus test. Now I want to move here. There's a spot here at the end that I wanted to get to. 1 second here.
Oh, thank you. Okay. One more question. Sorry for that.
That's right.
I just wanted to ask.
It's still better. Is it legitimizes the space.
Let me see here.
So our journey has been in taking basically very,
1 second.
No, so as I said, the X-current product transaction, it gives them a validation mechanism, which is 24/7, algorithmic. So it has all the benefits of cryptographic
I think this is the spot. 1 second.
Distributed ledger, atomicity of transaction, and they love it.
So banks don't actually use XRP to transfer across borders?
No, so as I said...
So he's getting ready to explain right now from 2018 that banks are using dollar-to-dollar settlement. They're not using XRP right now, but he gives you the phase-in strategy, which really points to what we're talking about here from Ratha Kahneman here, who pointed out that all of this is great. It's not showing Ripple on the face or XRP, but walking to this, you understand that there's a phase strategy in place here to begin with. So that's why I believe you're not seeing a lot of that in the early rollout of these new financial systems. Let's keep going.
The X-current product, the way it's implemented today, uses fiat currencies. So the convergence that we see coming in the next phase is for banks to have an option to say, do I want to use XRP? So instead of the German bank holding Turkish lira, they could say, Akbank, are you able to accept XRP and give me Turkish lira? Here's 100 lira worth of XRP. Here's 1 million lira worth of XRP. And instantly that can be settled without having to hold balances. So that's the holy grail. That's the ultimate end goal that we're aiming for. But if you don't have connectivity, you can't even start.
And there it is right there. The holy grail is to get them to hold the asset themselves at the bank as well as use it, right, for settlement. And I think we're fastly moving up to that kind of moment, knowing that Ripple is piloting private ledger for central banks. This means their digital dollars are running on a private ledger built off of the XRP ledger open source technology, which at some point doesn't work and can't really work properly in its full scale intended use when they all go digital, unless there's a neutral bridge asset to help settle it all. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Don't forget to check out Kryptonairs, the link in the description box and the comment section. It's there for all of you. Enjoy, and I can't wait to get your feedback on it. It's been great so far, and I'll catch all of you on the next one.